Tesla Model S Plaid. You're looking at a car that shouldn't be this fast. A car that makes no noise, no dram, no warning signs. A car that blends into traffic like it's just another sedan on the highway. But behind this calm exterior is something different. Something that breaks the rules of acceleration, performance, and physics itself. This is the Tesla Model S Plaid. And it doesn't just outrun supercars, it humiliates them. But the real question is how? How does a quiet electric family car walk past Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, even hypercars? To understand that, we need to look beyond the badge. We need to understand what Tesla built and why the Plaid is one of the most terrifying machines on the road today. Most cars warn you when they're fast. A Lamborghini shouts. A Ferrari screams. An AMG shakes your chest. But the Plaid? It doesn't speak. It waits. It sits completely still, like a calm animal that doesn't need to prove anything, because it knows exactly what it's capable of. And that silence, that lack of warning, is what makes the Plaid so dangerous. Because when the light turns green, something happens that should not be possible in a production car. The Tesla Model S Plaid launches from 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. Let that sink in. 1.99 seconds. Blink, and it's gone. You don't process it. Your brain doesn't catch up. Its acceleration so violent, it feels like reality jumped a frame. Most supercars need revs. They need clutches, gears, turbos spooling up, engines waking up. They fight the world to build speed. The Plaid doesn't fight. It simply executes. Instant torque. Instant power. No lag. No delay. No gears. Just pure, brutal, uninterrupted acceleration from 3 electric motors working together with absolute precision. The Plaid has 3 motors, not one in the front and one in the back, but 2 independent motors just for the rear axle. Each motor is wrapped in carbon fiber because without it, it would literally explode from the sheer rotational force. Tesla had to invent that just to stop the motor from tearing itself apart. That alone should tell you something. This is not a normal car. This is a controlled explosion disguised as a luxury sedan. Together, these motors produce 1,020 horsepower. But horsepower doesn't explain the feeling. What explains it is this. Electric motors deliver all their power instantly. There's no ramp up, no delay, no hesitation. It's like being kicked by a jet engine the moment your foot touches the pedal. That's why the Plaid can run the quarter mile in under 9 seconds, a territory reserved for million-dollar hypercars. Except this isn't a hypercar. It's a 4-door, 5-seat family EV. People who ride in a Plaid for the first time all react the same way. They laugh, they scream, they curl forward like they're being pulled by gravity. Because the speed isn't just fast, it's unnatural. Their vision shakes, their breath gets pushed back, their head gets slammed into the seat. The G-forces hit harder than cars, 3 times the price. And the silence makes it feel even more shocking. There's no engine roar to prepare you, no mechanical chaos, no sound that says get ready. Just a sudden, violent teleportation forward, like the road is being pulled underneath you. So how exactly does the Plaid outrun supercars that were engineered for nothing but speed? Here's the truth. Supercars have limits. Engines have limits. Gears have limits. Traction has limits. Aerodynamics have limits. Electric motors don't play by those rules. A gas engine needs to breathe, spin, heat up, cool down, manage air, fuel, explosions, and friction. An electric motor needs none of that. Electric motors deliver torque instantly. They can be controlled with mind-blowing precision. They can put down power without wasting energy. They don't need gears, meaning no pauses in acceleration. Supercars spend decades refining mechanical systems. The Plaid simply bypasses all of them. That's why even a Bugatti Chiron can't match the Plaid's launch. Not because it's less powerful, but because it's limited by the mechanics of gasoline. The Plaid isn't. But here's the part nobody talks about. The real danger of the Plaid is not its speed, but its accessibility. Anyone can drive it. Anyone can unleash that acceleration. Anyone can access over 1,000 horsepower with no skill, no training, and no warning. You don't need to know how to launch a car. You don't need to shift properly. You don't need to control wheel spin or turbo lag. You just push one pedal, and the car does everything for you, instantly. That's why drivers describe the Plaid as scary, not because it's wild or uncontrollable, but because it gives ordinary people extraordinary power. A supercar feels like a weapon. The Plaid feels like a cheat code. And here's the most terrifying part. This isn't Tesla's limit. This is Tesla, holding back. No special fuel, no track mode, no $3 million price tag, no aerodynamic wings or racing tires. This is a mass-produced sedan. If this is what Tesla is doing now, what happens in 5 years? 10 years? What will electric acceleration look like when companies stop worrying about comfort and start focusing purely on speed? The Plaid isn't the end. It's the beginning. A preview of a future where silent cars outrun jet fighters in the quarter mile. A future where power is infinite, instant, and effortless. A future where the loudest car is also the slowest. This car, quiet, calm, unbothered, is the first chapter of that future. And that's what makes the Tesla Model S Plaid not just fast, not just impressive, but terrifying. Because it didn't just outrun supercars, it changed the definition of speed forever. But speed alone isn't the whole story, because what the Plaid really represents is a shift in power. For decades, performance belonged to the companies with the loudest engines, the biggest budgets, the most exotic materials. You wanted absurd acceleration? You bought a V12. You wanted dominance on the road? You bought a supercar. That was the order of things. Then Tesla walked in with a silent sedan and flipped the hierarchy upside down. No handmade engines, no racing heritage, no decades of fine-tuning combustion. Just software, electricity, and an unapologetic willingness to push the limits. The Plaid exposed something the supercar world wasn't ready to admit. If speed is just math, then the future doesn't belong to gasoline. And that's the part that stings the most for traditional car makers. Because the Plaid wasn't meant to be a hypercar. It wasn't meant to be a track weapon. It wasn't meant to dethrone the legends that defined speed for generations. It was supposed to be a luxury family sedan. But that's what makes it so disruptive. Tesla didn't try to compete with supercars. It accidentally beat them. And the industry is still pretending it didn't happen. Because if one company can build a 4-door electric car that outruns million-dollar machines, what happens when they build something with the intention to dominate? A 2-door? A lighter chassis? A full performance platform with no compromises? If the Plaid is version 1, what does version 5 look like? That question keeps engineers awake at night. Because electric performance isn't improving slowly, it's evolving explosively. And the Plaid is the first proof that speed, as we knew it, is outdated. Not because cars got faster, but because the rules that used to limit them no longer apply. The loudest, angriest engines in the world are suddenly competing with silence and losing. The future didn't arrive with a roar. It arrived quietly, calmly, without warning. And if the quiet one is already the fastest one, it doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't sound dangerous. But the moment you touch the accelerator, you understand the truth. And if you want to uncover what else is hiding on the roads today, follow along. There's much more to reveal.